In this video, we're going to be looking at rounding numbers using functions available to us in Excel. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. If you haven't already, please do make sure you've subscribed to the channel, and as always, if you do enjoy this video, please make sure to give it a big like and thumbs up. Really be appreciated by us and helps us know that we're on the right track with the videos that we're putting up. So in this video, we're going to be looking at rounding numbers within Excel. So we're going to look at three particular functions. So we've got round, round up, and round down. So each works, well, slightly different, should we say, but we're going to be going through each of those functions in this example you see in front of us. So in this really basic table, we've got a number in column B, which is the same for each scenario, and then we can see in column C what round type we're going to be doing. This should be really the function, but yeah, this is what we're going to be using, and in the result, the yellow is where we're going to be entering our function to give us the desired result. So we'll jump straight in. Round is quite a simple function to get to grasp with, so we'll just step through it and hopefully it'll make perfect sense as we go through each one. So the first one I'm going to enter into here is just round. So we're going to do equals and enter the function of round. So this rounds a number to a specified number of digits. So we're not enforcing the function to round in a particular direction. It's just going to round based on the information available. So it's going to round up to the nearest whole number or numbers based on what we input. So all we need to do is hit round. And then first part is the number. So this is where we just reference the number we want to feed into the function. So for us, that's in cell reference B5. And then the next part is to identify how many the number of digits we require. So number of digits, so these are the digits that come after the decimal place. So all we need to do is, well, it might help to explain, what we're going to do is round these to one digit. So you will receive an output that has obviously reduced number of decimal places. And we'll play around with this so you can see how it works. So if I was to do 2 digits here, and then close brackets, and hit enter. Oh, if I did hit enter, you can see that what it's basically done is rounded the number so that it's only got 2 decimal places. So with 4, it's obviously rounding down. If it was 5 and above, then it would have rounded up to 0.33. But obviously in our scenario, it's just rounded to 0.32. And just to visualize that, if we just change our 4 here to 5, you can see that obviously because it's a 5 there, the general rule of rounding is 5 and above will round up rather than rounding down. So the benefit of using round is you don't have to input what direction you want to do. The formula will just do it all for you. So as you can see, it's rounded to 2 decimal places. But what we want to do is round to 1. So all we're going to do here is change this to a 1 and hit enter. And you can see that our value or result is now 1.3. The reason we still have the 0 there is because of the formatting we have. We've got allowed 2 decimal places in our formatting, but you can see the formula has been rounded. And let me just change this back to where it should be, like everything else. Cool, so we've taken the value of 1.324 and we've used the round function to round that to 1 decimal place, and you can see based on the numbers we've got there, it's rounded the function down because rounding down is the nearest to a whole number. So what if we use round up? Well, it's going to be exactly the same in terms of entering the formula. It's going to be round followed by up, and then we can open our brackets. We'll reference the value itself in the number, and then for this number of digits we're going to enter, we'll do the same last time, we'll first enter 2 digits. So you can see what's happened this time is even though general logic would round our number down to 0.32, because we've used the round up function, what it's going to do is round up. It's going to just ensure that it always rounds up, and that's why we've got the result of 0.33. If we now change this, so rather than 2 decimal places, we just have the single 1, and hit enter, you can see it's jumped up now to 1.4, and that's because what it's doing with obviously using the round up function, it's making sure that it just goes, regardless of what the numbers are, it will just round up to the next whole one. So you can see our difference we now have here between the 1.3 and the 1.4 from using these 2 different functions, having input exactly the same number. So the last one to look at on our examples is round down. So this is going to do the opposite of what round up has done. So if you do equals and enter round down, you can see rounds a number down toward 0. Go open brackets. So we will lastly reference our same number, or not the same number, but it's the same number within that reference. And the number of digits, once again, we'll do 2 to start with and hit enter. And you can see what's happened is it's rounded down to 0.32. So in essence, it's just knocked off the 4 from our calculation, because 1.32 is obviously the rounding down rather than the higher number, you could say, of 0.324. So if we again just change this back to now 1 digit, you can see we've got the result of 1.3. So these are our 3 options that we have. As you can see in this scenario, round and round down have gave us exactly the same result. This is because in this scenario our formula is, or not a formula, the value we're putting in is 0.324. So the nearest way to round, or the favourable way to round, is to round down rather than up. If we did just change our value, so we can have it 325, and let's just copy that down to the other 2 references as well, you can see how our outcome will now change. Oh no, and it won't change because it's still going to be the same. So ignore exactly what I just now said. It will be exactly the same scenario because rounding down is still the nearest number. The only way you have something different is where we use round up, because that function is forcing the rounding to go up a direction rather than just going to the nearest number. So we hope you found that interesting and it's got you or introduced you to these new functions. Or if you have used these functions before, again, it might have worked well as a good reminder for you to start using these. Often some of these functions, because there's so many, you do from time to time you forget what ones you've got, and then it's just great to obviously come across them again and you can start using them and obviously bringing benefit to the work you're doing. So if you did enjoy that video, like I say, please do give the video a like. It really helps us out and obviously allows us to see that you are enjoying the videos. If you haven't already, do subscribe to the channel. We've got some links to our social media in the description to this video, so check those out, and they're a great medium if you want to get in contact with us at all. Alternatively, if you have any questions, please just leave us a comment below this video and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you very much, and we shall see you in the next video.